Lately, I've been thinking, are the puppet strings in my blind spot? Most of you rappers are livestock in somebody's pocket like iPods. iPhones, I know, guess I'm not the market. I was born pretty good, Charlotte. Not trendy to know my jargon. Feeling old like I don't get caught in.
What's up, everybody? I'm Skulls, and today we're going to be listening to Dear Slim by Tom MacDonald. I am super excited about this one. I was a huge Eminem fan back in middle school, high school. The Marshall Mathers LP is probably the best hip-hop album that's ever come out, in my opinion. But when he came out with the album Encore, I really started to kind of lose interest. Part of that was just because I started listening to more rock music, but he started talking about things that I didn't care as much about. I liked when he was calling out culture for its hypocrisies and shitting on parents and politicians. That was peak Eminem for me. And even though I haven't listened to too much of his newer stuff, I feel like he veered away from the things that really made him stick out. He still has the technical abilities like no other, but I do miss the points that he used to make and how he would just unapologetically call out the culture. In a weird way, I always saw that Tom MacDonald kind of replaced him in that regard. He's kind of filling that hole that Eminem left behind, and that's why people are gravitating towards him. But I'm super excited about this song. I'm really hoping that he says some of the shit that I'm thinking, because I miss the old Eminem. I really do. I really miss the old Eminem. But I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna try to stay as open-minded as I possibly can, because I want to hear what he has to say. I'm gonna try not to download all my shit onto him. But let's see what Tom has to say.
Dear Slim, I thought you might have heard of me maybe, cause lately everywhere I turn someone's comparing us crazy. I never would have thought when I was bumping Biggie and Pac that I would buy bleach in a box and become the product of shade. But I'm here now. Hi, my name is Tom MacDonald. People call me controversial. I'm the one that counterculture follows. Every song I drop's a problem. I offend an awful lot with topics commenting on race and politics. I'm pretty awesome. Dear Slim, I know we're very different politically. Seems like some of your biggest fans are the victims I'm triggering. They're convinced I don't like you, which ain't consistent with history. I was picked on as a kid and they don't know what Slim did for me. But I'm here now, and I fight the system just like you. Was addicted to pills.
I just gotta cut him off there just because, like, yeah, it feels like with this new wave of Eminem fans, they don't really understand what Eminem was doing back in the day. And they misunderstand and misrepresent Tom because they don't have that context. This is why it's important to know your history, go back and listen. And granted, we all make those mistakes, but if you're going to call someone out and try to get them canceled for it, you should be going back and trying to learn about them, not just do this knee-jerk reaction.
Consistent with history, I was picked on as a kid and they don't know what Slim did for me. But I'm here now, and I fight the system just like you. Was addicted to pills and liquor and quit them just like you. People claim that you hate me, but Marshall, that can't be right, dude. You'd have to hate yourself as well, cause Marshall, I'm you. Marshall, remember back when you became Eminem. You changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a what, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah.
Alright, I actually really like that hook. It has an Eminem-produced sound. It also has that snarkiness that Eminem used to have. I forget what that song was, but he was literally just nah, 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 nah. It's a nice ode and callback to Eminem as well.
Nah, nah, nah. I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. Dear Slim, I thought that maybe because you paved the way for me, you might relate to weight that Caucasian rappers are carrying. They're constantly comparing us to you, it's embarrassing. Never gaining their approval, it's just hate we're inheriting. But I'm here now, go ahead and hate it, don't hurt. Call me culture vulture garbage, those are ignorant words. I kill a vulture, cook the poultry in a pan till it's burnt. See Marshall, I'm just like you, I'm flipping the bird. Dear Slim, I just wanna give you your flowers. I spent hours memorizing all of your songs in 2000. You were the reason I screamed at all of my teachers. A teen, I needed your CD on repeat and shady space on my t-shirt. But I'm here now, they call me controversial just like you. We're both white, both rap, both of our eyes blue. Screw any guy who tries to say you changed and don't like you, cause in my mind it's still 99, and I'm you. Marshall, remember back when you became Eminem. You changed the world with a pen.
This self-awareness with Tom, that's the self-awareness that I missed from Eminem during the Eminem show days. Songs like Sing for the Moment, he was just He was awake. And this is such a nice parallel to that time with Eminem from Tom, because Tom's just so self-aware with what he is, and he sees what people are trying to paint him as. And he's exactly right that this is basically back in those Eminem days where he was being called controversial and everything. He's going through the same exact shit. This is where culture was being called out for all its hypocrisy. And Eminem unapologetically went in on them. Just called them all out on their shit and was like, I'm not apologizing because this is the truth and you need to look at it. So culturally, he's exactly what Eminem was back in those days. If Eminem never comes back and starts doing that kind of thing, Tom can definitely replace him in that regard. Because, I mean, like, let's face it, back in the day, if someone was trying to cancel Eminem, Eminem wouldn't just re-release a song like Tone Deaf with a music video as a middle finger. Eminem would have fucking written a new song, and he would have dissed these people, and he would have made them stop with that. But it's a different time, it's a different energy, and he's probably thinking more of his legacy than he is about making an effect on culture, because he already had a huge effect on culture as it is, and that's a lot of weight, and sometimes it does need to just be passed off onto someone else. And Tom looks up for the task right now.
You became Eminem. You changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a what, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah.
I'm wondering what that car is supposed to be. I mean, the only thing I could think of is either Bonnie and Clyde 97 or Kim. Oh, maybe not either of those songs. Maybe Stan, because Stan actually drove into the water. Because now that I'm thinking about it, 97 Bonnie and Clyde, I believe Eminem and Haley threw the body into the water. In Stan, he actually drove into the water with his car. So that must be it. I probably should have put that together quicker, since this is a letter to Eminem reminiscent to Stan, but yeah, my mistake.
But I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. Whether you love me or hate me or think I'm crazy, dropped $100 grand to get a beat from Shady. I really hope when I bought it he wasn't angry, but I really had to tell him that he changed me. The truth of the matter is, without you, Marshall Mathers, I would've committed suicide before I was a rapper. You showed me that I could do it. I didn't need to be blacker. I know it's stupid, but I just had to do my best to say thank you. Marshall, remember back when you became Eminem. You changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a what, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. Marshall, remember back when you became Eminem. You changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a what, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah.
$100,000 is a lot of money to give an ode to your hero rapper, but man, it was a good one. It was a really good one. I think in terms of hooks, that was one of my favorites that he's done. I know there's a lot of people that don't like when I say I don't like Tom's hooks, but there's just hooks that I don't like, and that's fine. And I never point out flaws about people to be shitty to them. It's to point out things I don't like so they can improve on it. Because at the end of the day, whether you're a rapper or a comedian or whatever, your best form of feedback is your audience, and you need to have your eyes open when you're doing this kind of thing. You need to be honest with yourself and look at your shortcomings and try to improve on them, and everyone has them, and that's okay. You're allowed to grow. But I really enjoyed this song as a whole. I love the beat, I love the way it was produced. It sounded like Tom, but there was also things in it that made it sound like Eminem, and not just the beat, the way his vocals were produced. I really like that Tom gave credit where credit's due, and I also like the self-awareness here. Nova did a great job as well. I really like the car with all the like seaweed and shit on it and the water coming down. Thought that was another nice visual nod. I'd really like to see some behind the scenes stuff with how they make the videos, but I'm really curious if Eminem will respond in any kind of way. I mean, there was no diss or anything demanding that he responded to it, but I'm curious if he'll respond in any kind of way, whether it's over social media or in a song. But Obviously he's gonna hear about it. This dude dropped $100 grand on one of his beats and then made a song out of that beat to give a nod to him. I feel like it would be rude for him not to acknowledge him in some kind of way. But that's the video. If you haven't already, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment, let me know what you thought. I really appreciate you guys sticking around with me. I've talked to a lot of you guys. Hangover Gang's really cool people. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.